Today's podcast is brought to you by The Gallery. Based out of New York, The Gallery is a curated collection of photographs from around the world. While we are unable to travel, this is a great way to bring a piece of the world to you. All prints are made from 100% recycled aluminum, giving your wall that gallery finish. Right now, The Gallery is offering our listeners 15% off of their purchase by using the code 15OFF. Go to thegallery.com. That's TheGallery.com, so your wall will never be boring again.
The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, that's
No, please,
Let's
Mr.
have it.
You don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay?
So Oz, this week we are going to talk about a topic that we actually discussed last week as soon as we finished recording. We are going to talk about what type of person we would be if we were given powers. What type of powers, we'll discuss the different possibilities and whatnot, but just in general, Oz, what type of person would you be if you woke up tomorrow morning and had powers?
It depends on the powers, man. I like to think that I'd be an amazing, benevolent Clark Kent, but I might be a General Zod if I had Superman's powers. So it depends on the powers. Like, you know, if you have the power to breathe underwater, you know, you might live by the ocean and just have a very chill life and not want a lot of static because, you know, people might take you as a guinea pig. But I think the whole thing is it's the amount of powers you have will dictate how you react to society and how society reacts to you.
Yeah, I could definitely hear that. I think the powers is a very interesting thing because I think what you said, it's very dependent on what type of powers you get, you know, and how limited or unlimited those powers or sources may be. Because if it's a limited resource, you know, if it's something that you can only take a certain amount of times, you know, maybe like Bane's venom or something, you only have a limited amount. You're not going to do it all the time. You're only going to do it for special occasions. So, yeah, it's a very interesting thing. So let's say you had super strength, Oz. How do you think you would use that? Are you the type of guy who realized he has super strength, so the first thing you're going to do is, I got a couple guys who I've been meaning to pick a bone with, or I've been holding a grudge for a while, let me go handle that? Or would you just kind of not really worry about it?
Again, that depends, man, because it depends on how strong I am.
Unlimited strength.
Oh, well, you see, I always, my paranoia always runs deep because I always temper that with, like, if I'm that strong, can they catch me? Because I don't want to be no guinea pig, dude. I ain't trying to be in no prison, no guinea pig. So, if I had unlimited strength, there are some folks that I would be like, okay.
Now, listen. You with that unlimited strength, you are still vulnerable to anything. You know, if you get cut in the wrong vein, you'll bleed out. Like, you're still vulnerable to absolutely anything. So you're not like Superman, where a knife is just going to break on you. But you do have Superman's strength.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, wait.
Does that change things?
Well, it changes everything because you could. That's not possible. You know what I mean? Cause
well, obviously none of it's possible because.
Well, I know we're all talking about good times and it's nerd stuff, but just think for a second. If you had Superman's strength, but not his invulnerability, yeah. Pardon me. You could pick up a ship, but then if the ship fell on you, you die.
Well, it's exactly like that. You can pick up the ship, but if for some reason you lose balance and it falls on your neck, you dead. Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, I would have to. I still would temper that because that still makes you vulnerable for the government to get a hold of you.
Yeah, exactly. And when you said that, that's why I asked it that way. Once you said that about you didn't want to be a guinea pig and all that.
Yeah, you'd have to be down low, like doing some down low stuff, like full body mask and just like doing stuff, and then you're out, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real.
That's when it becomes a burden more than a superhero power.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably would just go and run roughshod. To be honest, I'm gonna just keep I would 100% just go and just say who want what, at least for a day.
Right, but then you may challenge Mike Tyson, but
I just gotta hit him. I just gotta hit him first. I gotta hit him first.
But Mike Tyson's nearly impossible to hit because you don't have the training to be a boxer.
No. I have to blindside him.
So yeah, it's interesting, dude. Like, you know,
well, see, with somebody like Mike Tyson, what you got to do, you got to intimidate him so there is no fight. So you got to go lift like 3 cars with one hand and balance it.
Right, but see, with someone with Mike Tyson, he doesn't get intimidated by that.
You're right. He'll be like, "Word, okay,
yeah,
cool. I got a challenge."
Yeah, he would finally feel like he's got a real legit challenge, you know.
Dude, could you imagine looking on YouTube and seeing a man lift 3 cars and then Mike Tyson go and knock him out with one punch?
Yeah, or kill him with one
or
punch.
Kill him with one punch. Nobody would ever say anything bad about Mike Tyson. Well, they don't anyway, but nobody would ever want to fight him. He would become a legend. More so than what he is.
And you ain't having no cremation. You know, you're not getting cremated. You're the government again taking your body, experimenting on your dead body.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, that's how that's happening. But yeah, we're gonna dive into that a little bit more and how we would be if we decided to turn evil, or what would make us go to that dark side. We're gonna dive into all that a little bit later. But before we get too deep into things, allow me to set the table. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. I am here with my co-host, the comic connoisseur, the mighty Ozzy Kilmonger. Oz, what's going on?
What is up, good people?
And you can find us on Twitter at knee4Marvel vs. DC. That's the number 4. You can email us at knee4Marvel vs. DC at godefylife.com. You can also find all of our podcasts at godefylifepods.com. That is our hub. All of our history is there. All of Defy Life, our brand, where we come from. That is our home. All of our podcasts are there. You can also download our podcast anywhere you get yours. Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Radio Public, TuneIn, Spotify, Stitcher. All those places you get your podcasts. You can find us. Rate us. Give us 5 stars. Tell your friends about us. Tell their friends to tell their friends. Get the word out. We just hit the big 1,000 followers on Twitter. Very excited about that. So, in honor of the 1,000, we're doing another giveaway.
Yay! Perfect.
Not for you, Oz.
No, I like when we do our giveaway for our listeners. Just show, it's good. Being engaged. I like it.
Yeah. We're going to give away a Take a Knee t-shirt. All you have to do this time is share the show on Twitter. All right, so you find us on Twitter at Knee for Marvel vs. DC. Like and share the show. And comment, okay? Comment on what you want Uncle Oz's next Kilmonger conversation to be. We'll look through those, and we'll pick whichever one we like. Whichever one we like the best, you will be our winner for a free t-shirt. So, share the show. And actually, you can do that on Facebook as well. You can find us on Facebook, so you can like and share the show on Facebook as well. And comment what you want Uncle Oz's Kilmonger conversation next week to be about. And Oz, your boy got you this week. He brought another one for you.
Get him, Phil.
He getting you?
I love it. Yeah, I love
it. No. Our good friend Philip Darnell. He's been keeping us going with the Killmonger conversation, so we got
Mr.
another
Darnell.
one of those.
That's
right, Mr. Darnell. Before we get too deep into the show, I wanted to first say that I am back in my garage, and it's a lot cooler in here today. I actually feel really good. Oz, how do you feel?
I feel like I'm getting carbon monoxide poisoning because I'm in a car at the beach because regular Scott said, I think it was just out of jealousy. He said he couldn't hear me because the waves crashing over my body as I'm drinking beer, trying to have a nesty plunge. He said he couldn't deal with it. So I'm in a car where and people are not practicing social distancing at the beach yet because people are walking by and they're just going, why is this dude in this car? And I'm just going, why are you so close to me? So,
Sounds like you're doing great.
No, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be...
If I pass out at any point,
great.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. If I pass out at any point,
what's going on, dude? You just drawing blanks and stuff? Come on, man. Get it together.
Okay,
we got a show to get to.
Yeah, I can't hear you, dude. That fan is killing me. Yeah. Your fan and carbon monoxide poisoning, they're killing me.
That's a deadly combination. Shout out to the Cool Master. We also have a big month of August planned. For the rest of the month, we have a couple guests lined up. We're going to be spotlighting some creators. We have a comic book creator that we're going to have on. We're really excited about that. I'm not going to give too much away, but I will say it does combine two of my personal favorite things, wrestling and comics. That's all I'll say. So we have a very special guest coming on for that. We have an old friend coming back. He has more books. We can tell that one. My good friend JD, who I also host the Showdown Pro Wrestling podcast with, cheap plug. And he will be coming on here in the next couple weeks to talk about some new books of his. So we got a couple packed shows coming up. I'm really excited about them.
No, that's August is gonna be red hot. Hopefully, it won't be in a car red hot, but it'll be red hot.
You might be. I'm gonna be here in the garage with my Cool Master.
I am already, so it's fine.
Yeah. Oz, we're gonna do our Killmonger conversation now. Then we'll take a commercial break. Then we'll get to our news tidbits, and then I got a nice pick 4 for you.
Can't wait.
Don't sound so excited about it, man. It's gonna be a great show.
Man, I'm literally sweating in this car, so I'm enjoying that.
I don't know why you won't just turn the car on and run a little AC.
It's a waste of electricity.
You don't have to run it the whole time, but you can run it for a little bit.
You're just producing you're literally just producing poison.
Right. And now you're just producing liquid, so either way.
No, now I'm inhaling poison from carbon monoxide, so it's fine.
Great. Philip, a good friend Philip, for our Killmonger conversation. He says, with the rights of people being infringed upon, like the right to protect ourselves and own a weapon, and race being a major issue, could this current culture be relatable to the culture the X-Men face in the comics?
Oh, Philip, as usual, I'm gonna leave Nick alone because you hit something very poignant that I've always just felt. And
Hashtag leave Nick alone.
Yeah, hashtag leave Nick alone. Hashtag Star Trek rules. The new, I think Jonathan Hickman might be the writer for that one. But the new spin on House of Powers, that's a lie. House of M, Powers of M, that spin is a legit take on relations, you know? And I, the mutants were created as a way of expressing intolerance against others, whether they be immigrants coming here. We're all immigrants in America, or whether it be black people, or whether it be even Jewish people. The mutants were created just to show that, you know, why are you hating this evolutionary chain? I feel that a lot of stuff, to me, and I'll make this real quick, just because I don't want to get too crazily political about this. But
you mean
when
because
I started
you're sweating your balls off?
Well, yeah, and also, but good, I lost 10 pounds. That's awesome. But just legit. Look up Senator Kelly from the X-Men and tell me if he doesn't remind you of certain folk that we have in our office on either side, if you want to say. I also want to say that when I started seeing that they had separating going now, this is for all the nerds out there. When you started hearing stories about well, they came over here and we're going to separate the kids from their parents because they should have known better, dude. They used to separate mutant kids. They'd be like, your kid is a mutant. They're coming with us. Throwing mutants. Here's some stuff for you. Throwing mutants in cages. Treating them as if they're subhuman. Treating them, if it's Genosha, making them free labor too. Does that sound familiar? You know? Does it sound familiar that in the late 60s there was a mutant who was super powerful and had a great way of encouraging other mutants to follow him, and he decided that go ahead and say, hey, you're going to treat us bad? We think we're not bad. We think we're just as equal to you or better, and we're going to prove it to you. Magneto. Does that sound familiar to you? Does another mutant who said, no, we and humans and mutants can get along as brothers as we're supposed to be, you know, and love each other, you know? And he was shot too and killed. Does that sound familiar? So it's just, there's a lot of parallels to things, you know? So, yeah.
My man Philip, always bringing the heat, boy. Always bringing the heat to y'all. I love it.
No, hey, and listen, I'll say it. People, everybody, please feel free to chime in, to write, to send stuff for me, because I know it seems like it's always Philip, but when Philip is asking cool questions, dude, I'm more than happy to answer them. I love it.
No doubt. Okay, Oz, you've been really good about your Kilmonger conversations, man. I've been expecting these long-winded rants, and you've just been hitting straight to the points. I'm impressed.
No, because and if I'm going to be real serious, it's because of you. Because you know you've been like, hey, you have this opportunity, just talk, but don't do your usual shtick. And I'm like, cool, respect due, man. You know, if you're gonna give me time, I'm gonna respect the time you give me.
Oh, that was a very respectful thing for you to say. I wasn't expecting that. It caught me off guard. I had a snarky comeback ready.
Now, see, dude, I'm on vacation, man. I'm trying to drink pina coladas, man. You know,
you on vacation,
dude. I'm trying to drink pina coladas and get lost in the rain, dude. That's all I'm trying to do.
Oh, man. All right, we're gonna take a early commercial break, and then we're gonna come back, do some news tidbits. Probably do a pick 4 before. We'll do another pick. We'll do a pick 4 for sure. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, this is Nerd Bomber here, one of the co-hosts of the Online Warriors podcast. Our weekly podcast started as a way for 3 friends to keep in touch and discuss their passion for movies, gaming, technology, and entertainment. And since then, we've grown into a fantastic online community. Every Wednesday, we release a new episode discussing the latest nerdy news, and then we go hands-on with our weekly adventures and a fun trivia show. Sound interesting? Check us out on every podcast platform, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or hit us up at onlinewarriorspodcast.com.
And we're back, and that is, make sure you guys are checking out the Online Warriors podcast. You can find them on Twitter at Online Warriors 1. Oz, you ready to do some news tidbits?
Yes.
Okay, you about to start the car, or are you about to change the tire?
I had to make sure my car alarm wasn't going to go off again.
Okay. So you're stealing a car while you're doing a podcast.
No, I just saw.
You're hot wiring a car while you're doing a podcast.
Yo, dude. Okay, I'm hoping. Okay, here we go. Feel good. I'm feeling good. Did you hear the car beep? Did you hear it?
Okay, let's get to some news tidbits. Don't mind him while he steals the car.
I got news for you. The cops are coming here because they think I'm stealing a car.
Judge Dredd, the rumored TV series that is supposed to be coming out, is eyeing both Sylvester Stallone and Carl Urban for roles. So we could have both playing judges. Oz, do you have an interest in a Judge Dredd series?
I mean, yeah, I would rather. I feel like Judge Dredd should have been a series more than the movies that they did. So,
okay, I'm not really a big Judge Dredd fan. I've learned the most about Dredd from our good friends JVD and Evan the Great on the Crossover Collision podcast when they do one of those episodes. So that's where most of my knowledge came from for that. So. Honestly, I don't really care either way.
But he's been around forever, and I think they're just trying to, again, since Marvel has taken over the world, I think other venues are trying to find something that compete, to stay relevant. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try and do a Wildcats series, they actually did do a Wildcats animated series.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well try different things. I mean, a lot of the but a lot of the non-Marvel DC type of superhero, superpower stories have done really well. Umbrella Academy has done well. The Boys has done well. So now is the time to really
Season 2.
Yeah, and now is the time to really branch out because people are interested in it. They're like, yeah, I'm a little over the Marvel Universe for right now. I need a little break from it. I need a little break from DC. Then The Boys is that. Umbrella Academy is that. So it fits. There's definitely a space for it.
That's very true. Yeah, I agree.
Here's a bit of news you probably have zero interest in, but I'm just curious to hear your reaction to. No wrestling. Oh. But you can definitely listen to wrestling when you hear me and JD on the Showdown Pro Wrestling podcast. Cheap plug times 2. Courtney Cox is rumored to be making a return to the Scream franchise.
Gail Weather or whatever her name is?
Her character. She's coming back playing her same character. Oz, are you excited about Scream?
No. No. No, I'm not.
One of the greatest horror franchises of all time.
Oh, God.
I don't know about that. Scream 1 was pretty good, though. Actually, Scream 2 was good.
Yeah, I guess it was a period of time. I get it, but man, I'm like, go ahead, whatever.
I really don't mind the first two at all. I think they're pretty good movies. I haven't watched them in a while, but I know I remember enjoying them the last couple of times I watched them. I wonder if they do hold up.
Yeah, what was her name? Gail Weather?
Maybe.
Gail Weathers? Okay.
But you know what? Maybe it wasn't that good because honestly, I don't care either.
See, thank you. Thank you.
But that could also be the heat.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm dying.
No, I'm good. I got Mr. Fan, I got the Cool Master here, so I'm good to go.
I got nothing.
Yeah, sorry.
There's a breeze that this rolled by, and I was like, thank you.
Okay. The Fantastic Four movie. We've talked about that there's been rumors of having Franklin Richards there. Now the next rumor is that when we start and when we see them, Franklin's already going to be a part of the team. They're already going to be started as a family, kind of doing their thing. Oz, is this the way to go with superheroes now, is to kind of bring them in as they are instead of doing an origin story for every hero?
Yeah, stop this whole, like, making people feel like they're stupid, like, I'm going to catch you up. Nope. People should just go full on in and be like, Fantastic Four. You know who they are? You should have heard who they are. Here you go. Boom.
And here's their kid, Franklin Richards.
Well, I wish they'd do Valerie and Franklin.
Now, see, that's very interesting because they didn't mention Valerie at all. So, it was just Franklin. So I wonder if maybe they're not doing Valerie. Which would which would be a mistake.
Well, or it would be cool if they started off in, like, they had to try and find Valerie or something. So
maybe that's the mission. Is they're trying to find that? Yeah, see that writes itself. Oz, don't give away no $1 million idea, because
only they're gonna write me a check for it.
Because that literally writes itself, and hopefully that's an easy story right there, and it's a very easy story for people to latch on to and be like, all right, I'm with it. Let's see what they can do. I think it's a good way to establish Doom as a bigger threat, and you can kind of have some smaller villains to play with. Like, you can have a little bit of a rogues when you're dealing with a Fantastic Four. Like, this can be a little bit of an ensemble movie. Take a whole bunch of, like, D-list level villains, just throw them in there. Have a little fun with it. I think that's what we got to start having fun. I think that's why movies like Guardians of the Galaxy worked. When there was a bunch of characters that people really didn't know about because they just had fun with the movie.
Right. And they knew that what they were up against, and they were just like, let's go. I think that's totally the way they have to do it.
It was completely different. So the more I hear about this Fantastic Four, and this is all rumors, of course, but the more I hear about stuff, the more I think whenever it does come, that we're going to get a good movie. And I think it's going to be different, which is what it needs to be. Because the Fantastic Four movie is kind of an ensemble movie as it is. So it needs to be different. It needs to stand out from the Avengers, from the Guardians of the Galaxy. It needs to be different.
Well, they established themselves. They're the first family of comics. So,
well, they're not in the movie world. I can tell you that. They're certainly not the first family in the movie world.
Cool. They're the first family of comics. So.
Oh, no question. But when you're like, if the casual fan doesn't know that, they're not gonna. If somebody calls them the first family of Marvel, they're gonna be like, "What? Why would they be? It's Tony Stark." That's what I mean. Like nobody's People who don't read comics.
Make people learn, dude.
But why? Why do you don't? They don't have to be that for the movies. Let that just kind of be the.
Hey, hold on. They don't have to address that, but I was just saying that as a statement. They are that.
Oh, but I never disputed that.
But again, make people learn. Make people figure out. That's awesome. That's a really great incentive to make people curious.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious.
No, you're not.
Captain Marvel 2 is rumored to be very similar to a Civil War, where there's going to be a host of characters in it, and we'll probably get a couple debuts in that movie. We talked about Kamala Khan. Let me check my notes and see if that was last week. I think it was last week. Yes, we talked about Kamala Khan debuting in something before her Disney Plus series. This sounds like it could be a perfect spot for it. We kind of talked about maybe having the Marvels, all three of them, and having their big moment and all three of them teaming up. So I could very well see that happening with this Captain Marvel too, if it does kind of turn into an ensemble movie like Civil War was.
That'd be, but with just the ladies, that'd be really cool, dude.
Well, there's got to be it could be just the ladies, but why stop there? I think it has to be more. I mean, if they're talking like Civil War gave us Black Panther and Spider-Man. Those aren't two just regular names. Like those are big names to be debuting. You know what I mean? So I feel like you got to give me a little bit more than just Kamala Khan.
Okay.
That's just me. But then again, if they give us Monica, then okay, maybe now we're talking. So I guess you're right. That could work. That could very well work. So let me ask you, who's a big enough villain for those three? Comic connoisseur.
I'm trying to think about who would be appropriate for those three.
Because those are three super-powered women.
Man, at first I was like, man, throw Rogue in there too.
Now, we've talked about that, and I think I would love for Rogue to be the villain of the movie, and that be your first taste of X-Men, your first taste of Rogue, a comic-accurate Rogue. Man.
If you want to really do it, you would bring in Rogue when she's a bad person.
Exactly.
Still, at the end of it, still Captain Marvel's power, because it'll make so many people happy that Bree got her come up.
At the beginning, and that's why she goes and recruits the other two.
Yeah, you know what? At the beginning, do it, and then she's humbled. She has to figure out her way. Rogue has this, and then have them coming to terms after a big fight and being like, you need help, and having them sending Rogue to Gray Malkin Avenue, and meeting Xavier.
Hey man, we don't need to give away too much more, because I think we just
gave
away.
But that's $2 million. That's $2 million.
I mean, that's a pretty decent plot line right there for Captain Marvel too, to get both of those characters in there.
It would introduce the new next wave of all the X-Men too. It would be really cool. That'd be smart.
Now, look, I don't want to go too much. I wouldn't want to go too much into X-Men though. I think Rogue is a good taste.
Oh, right. But say, hey, we know a person that can help you, and lead it that way. But it'll be really awesome because you could see this character who's everybody thinks is evil change her ways, and I think that'd be a cool thing too.
I would actually do it a different way. I would probably have Rogue, Nick Fury, and maybe Cyclops. I think that would be great, and have Cyclops kind of come and pick up Rogue and be like, why don't you come with us? We have somewhere where we think you could fit right in. And he go with Cyclops. I don't think we're ready for Professor X. I think Professor X needs a little bit of a rest, and Magneto, to be honest with you, from the X-Men for now. So I think you go with like a Cyclops, because he's somebody who needs to be reestablished as that leader, as that kind of dominant male, which he is for the X-Men. And I think that's how he should be rebranded for this new generation. I think that would be a good start.
That's brilliant. I love it.
We're giving away too much for this movie, but there's a lot they could do with Captain Marvel too. Oh man! All right. Another very interesting news tidbit: DC has announced their animated game is always top notch, and they're trying something different here. They've announced The Death in the Family, but it's going to be interactive. And Death in the Family is the iconic story. Batman story of Jason Todd coming to his demise after a poll was put up. You had to call in and vote whether you wanted Jason Todd to die. And this was the real thing, and people really called in. Allegedly. We'll never know the truth of that. The votes were in for him to die people voted for him to die, which is, to me, crazy that people voted for this kid to die.
No, well,
like, isn't that crazy?
During that time, it was great. It wasn't that crazy because it was a crazy period where it was like justice for everybody, and people were really cynical. It was bad.
But so that iconic story is being recreated. Well, in a way, being recreated, but being retold. You will be able to choose what happens with Robin. You choose whether he dies, whether he narrowly escapes with his life, or whether Batman shows up. And I think it's a very interesting premise, and if done correctly, man, this could be a gateway to a lot of different, stories, and this could open up a lot of doors for DC's animated game.
Oh, absolutely! It's pretty smart. Again, they have always been really good with their animated stuff.
Let me ask you, Oz. When you get the decision to choose whether Robin dies, Robin cheats death, or Batman saves Robin, what will you choose? First time
Robin
through.
cheats death.
Okay. Robin cheats death. I'm going to choose for him to die.
Okay, why?
I'm not a Jason Todd guy, and I'm assuming there's going to be other twists and turns you can take, because I'm guessing the story is still going to follow the same path. So I'll take a different turn later, but he's definitely still going to die.
But if it was Dick Grayson, they'd be like, "Oh, live every time."
Boy, it wouldn't even be I would never even see the other two scenes.
I want to see an interactive one about Nightwing dying.
Why? Why?
So I could hit that. They're like, "Sir, we haven't even started this." So I was like, "No, we know the outcome."
I think a cool one would be if they did like a battle for the cow, and you got to choose which character took the cow at the end, and how the story would play out. So it would have like 8 different endings.
Oh, that'd be dope, dude.
Right? That would be sweet.
Yeah.
So you choose whether Dick Grayson takes it like in the comics, or Jason Todd ends up taking it, or Azrael comes back and takes it, or, maybe even throw a random ridiculous one in, like maybe Bruce Wayne, maybe Clark Kent comes down and is like, you know what, I'll just do it. Something ridiculous like that. But you could do all kinds of different, here we go, he's hot wiring the car, he's about to go, everyone. But you could do all kinds of different crazy things like that. I think that would be a cool one to do.
Yo, I legit had to roll the window down again.
Okay. I'm guessing that's what you thought of my idea, huh?
Your idea was amazing, but man, the heat stroke was even better.
You listen, dude. You keep trying to fight it. You might as well just turn the car on for a little bit, run a little AC. It's okay, and then turn the car back off.
No,
you'll have the AC already stored in the car.
Look, dude. If I turn it on, it's going to take a little bit of time to get the AC running. It's going to blow out some hot air. Then the AC runs, then I turn it off, and then we'll be done with our show. No, man, no.
Well, if you'd have did it from the beginning, like I told you to, you'd be having cold air right now. You'd be sitting in cold air.
I'm sitting in this cold air. I'm sitting in cold air of like the cold vibes you give me right now.
Okay, true that.
Frigid.
It's not that frigid. Oz, last week we talked about. I had you talk about sports, which is a scary thing in and of itself, but you did very well.
Thank you.
I put up a Twitter poll because I thought you did really well, and I put our lineups up. I didn't put who put what lineup, but I put your DC lineup versus my Marvel lineup. Your DC lineup was the Joker at point guard, the Flash at shooting guard, Batman and Wonder Woman at your forwards, and Superman at center. My point guard was Spider-Man, my 2-man was Bullseye, Iron Man and Captain America were my forwards, and my center was Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of interactions on this. So it was really cool. Appreciate everyone interacting. Oz, Marvel versus DC. Who do you think won? Who do you think
Marvel.
The people chose?
The people chose Marvel.
The people chose Marvel. 56% of the vote. A couple of the comments. Blitz, hashtag Black Lives Matter. At Cyborg King X, DC tells Soups to dunk every time using a super jump, not flying. Whoever is brave or stupid enough to try and block it going to be knocked to the ground and be charged with a foul.
Like
Evan,
Shaq style.
Yeah, pretty much. Evan the Great says, I think Spider-Man with spider sense would be a nightmare for people playing point guard. Bullseye doesn't miss. Captain America bounces a shield off of objects, so he would be great. But there's no shield in basketball because that's definitely an ejection. He's gone.
Right.
If he throws a shield at somebody, he's gone. I mean,
he could also, part of Captain America's thing is anything's a weapon for him. So he could use the basketball and bounce the basketball off any angle and make any bank shot in the world.
Oh, I didn't think about that, Oz. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
How come you didn't bring that up last week?
Oh, dude.
That's a great point. Great point.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, that's excellent. Very, very impressive. And he continues with the DC side. DC's strength, this is still Evan the Great, is with Batman and Wonder Woman. Batman has no powers, so nothing needs him. He kind of gets he said Batman has no powers. Wonder Woman is very trained in strategies, so they could put a plan together. A podcast about something at APA something. I feel like Marvel has the advantage in almost any limited power scenario. Take away the powers of Marvel heroes and they're still smart and athletic. I'm not sure you can say the same for gods who are no longer godlike. Very good.
That's point. Hilarious.
Very good point.
That's hilarious.
Cage's Kiss. They love, with a podcast called Cage's Kiss, Paige calls Cage's Kiss. They love Nicolas Cage. Hashtag leave Nick alone. Shout out to you guys.
They're serious about it.
Why no women in the Marvels team? I think Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl would decimate DC. Although DC has the Joker and he gives no funks about the rules. I think you bring a great point about Miss Marvel. She would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel would be fantastic on the basketball game. So those are some of the comments that we had. Appreciate everyone. This was a lot of fun. So this is cool. We might do another one soon.
Football team, baseball.
You can have baseball. I could care less about baseball.
Well, the X-Men used to play a mean baseball game.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna take one more commercial break. We're going to do our pick 4, and then we're going to dive right into our main topic about what type of people we would be or turn into if we had powers. Hint, hint, I'm probably not going to be that good of a guy.
True.
We'll be right back.
This is Defy Life.
Welcome to the Defy Life podcast. Join JR, Thomas, and Al as they take on topics in sports, politics, current events, family, and more. Insightful, hilarious, always unique. New episode every Wednesday. Powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Listen at DefyLifePods.com and everywhere else your favorite podcasts are available. If you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about?
And we are back. Make sure you are checking out our flagship of the Defy Life Network, the Defy Life Podcast, with the Kingpin, Mr. J.R. Glimpf, the Battleground Champion, who has not defended his title in a long time, Alvin Glimpf, and Thomas Stevens. Oz, it might be time for you to lay out a challenge for the Battleground Champion. We might need to have a one-on-one battleground, a showdown.
When do we have another Battleground?
That's a good question. I need to speak with the Kingpin.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to defend your crown when there's not another Battleground anytime soon.
All right. Well, we'll see about that. There should be a Battleground coming up soon, though. I think it is about time for Mr. Alvin to defend his crown. But you definitely check those guys out. You can find them out at Defy Life Pods and anywhere you get your podcasts as well. Oz, I'm going to let you decide which one of the pick fours you want. Do you want to do movie franchises, or do you want to do just straight movies?
Let's do. Oh. I thought we felt like we've done movie franchises before, but
we have.
let's
But some of these
movie.
are different. I changed them up for it.
Let's do movies.
Okay. Pick 4 out of these movies. Here are 16 movies, and you only get to pick 4. 12 of them are going to be.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Here are your 4 movies: Jaws, Silence of the Lambs, Shawshank Redemption, The Princess Bride, Alien, 300, The Wizard of Oz, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Gladiator, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Training Day, Man of Steel, Toy Story, Captain America Winter Soldier, Braveheart, Goodfellas.
Now these are like four stay, right?
4 stay, and the other 12 never happen.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Training Day. What were the first 3?
Jaws, Silence of the Lamb, and Shawshank Redemption.
Oh God! What's after Shawshank Redemption?
Princess Bride, Alien,
Princess Bride is staying. Aliens, yeah, sure.
Alien is your other pick?
Yeah.
Okay, Alien. Not Aliens, Alien.
Yeah, Alien was great.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you know. All right, cool. Great. So let's move on to our main topic.
Wait. And who are yours?
Man, I'm going with.
You always do that, dude.
I always try to skate by.
I know.
I'm going with Captain America: Winter Soldier. I'm going with Toy Story. I'm going with Training Day.
Toy Story.
Classic.
Woody.
You got a friend in me. It's classic. My 4th, oh man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really thinking about saying Man of Steel.
Because you love that movie, dude.
I do very much enjoy Man of Steel. I'm going with Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those would be my 4.
Okay.
That was a nice quick pick 4. One's got to go, so. Do you want to do movie franchises?
No.
Okay. Let's get to our main topic. We're going to talk about what type of hero we would be. I don't even know how we got onto this topic from last week when we were discussing getting powers and what would happen. How do we get on this topic? I feel like this is something you brought up after we went off the air.
Yeah, I can't remember either, man. But it's interesting, though.
Yeah, it's real interesting. Listen, I'm gonna just keep it 100 about this. If I had powers, man, like super speed. If I had super speed, there would be no end to what I would do. They would have to catch me to stop me. I'm gonna be honest. I already know how I would be, man. Like I would help people if I could, but like Hancock is probably what I would be like.
A drunk, superpowered person?
I don't know about drunk. I don't think I'd be drunk all the time, but I wouldn't. Like the way he just didn't care, and he'll help a little kid if he see it, but he's not gonna go out of his way to go save a bank being robbed.
Okay, But why? Why? What does that gain or profit you to be this way?
It doesn't gain or profit me at all. I don't think I would be. I don't think I would have the mental fortitude to be able to put on a smiley face every day and be like, let me go save the world. I just feel like I would want to be a normal guy and show off every now and then, but I would really want to keep to myself until I needed to go make some bread. Then I would show out. Like if I was made of adamantium like Wolverine, I would go do MMA. And I would just.
But then they wouldn't let you do that because they were like, well, your bones are made out of metal, so that's disqualifies you.
How would they know?
Like a metal detector. Every time you fly, okay.
Oh man, you could just say you got like a knee, something in your knee.
Right, and so then they scan your knee, and they're like, oh, and then they scan up, and they're like, well, it's all over you. Come on, dude.
They just be like, I got a steel rod throughout my body.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So you sound like you would be a hero.
No, I would try and do the right thing, but I think power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know? So I think I think there's a thin line between saying you're going to be Superman and it actually wind up being like what's his name? Oh crap.
Homelander?
No, the other dude who was the Plutonian. The Plutonian, right? And he was like everybody's favorite super person, just like Superman, but he flipped the script and he just went balls out crazy one day.
Oh, you talking about from the Irredeemable series?
Irredeemable, and there was nothing they could do. You know?
Yeah, and I'm not saying I would go and do all that. Like that's not what I'm saying. But I I don't know, man. Because let's say I have a family, right? And then because one thing I do think that is true about like superheroes and the stories and the villains and stuff is if you get a superpowered good guy, there's going somehow, some way, there's going to be someone of equal or more strength that's going to be bad, just an evil person. It's just how life is. There's always going to be somebody better.
Well, there's always a yin and yang. So if you're super powerful, there's a person who's super smart.
Exactly. So there's always going to be a counter to it. And if somebody were to hurt my family, I would go nuts like Superman did in Injustice. Like, I completely get it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand why he went totalitarian.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, though? Like, or am I going off the rails here? Or am I already power mad and don't even have any power?
You are power mad because, like, I think everybody's reaction to those kind of circumstances are based off of, again, what powers you have and what your background was, you know?
Okay, so let's use you. Let's say you got the powers of Superman and an imaginary friend that is made up, and then some real bad guy comes and you and this person got real close, and this bad guy comes and takes him away. Would you go crazy? Or would you be the bigger man and just put him in jail?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a tough question.
Yeah, because I see myself wanting to say that I'd be a better man, but I know that I'm a stronger man, so I would do some stuff. So
he at least he's not walking ever again.
Oh, well, and it just goes like, do you just go let him off, but then you destroy everyone he's ever known?
See that? That's when it becomes, now you're my arch nemesis. Instead of it being, all right, you ended it, it's over. Now it becomes, okay, now I have nothing to live for. So whatever you did, I can do whatever because I have nothing to live for. So those are the most dangerous type of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make nobody like that have nothing to live for. So I'm gonna just try to like send a message, be like, it's over. Let's end this. Let's move on. I don't want this to be no back and forth.
As he uses his like heat vision to burn the letter that you just wrote that said it's over. I'm
trying to be on like some Daredevil stuff where he sends you home with like 2 broken legs, and an elbow poking out the wrong way. Like I'm trying to send you home like that, and then you ain't coming back. Like you see how all them dudes see when Daredevil send them like that, they don't come back.
Yeah, but a lot of times they're low level too.
Hey, they would be low level to a person like Superman. Most people are low level to Superman.
Most people are. Yeah, it's true.
What if you had powers like more so powers like Mr. Fantastic or Plastic Man? What would you do with powers like that?
Again, you still want to be on the DL, man, because like you're exposing yourself and your family to all this stuff if people see it. If the wrong people see it and want to try and make the right decisions for it.
A movie that comes to mind while we're having this conversation is Chronicle, where the kids find this pit or whatever it was or spaceship or whatever, and they all get powers, and it drives the one kid mad. There are other elements working with it, but he realizes what he can do, and he's like, I don't have to take anything anymore.
I know.
And that's a very real thing that can happen, and he kind of went to that, I don't really have a lot to live for, He was kind of in that mode, and he became very dangerous like that.
Oh, I agree.
That's
what I'm saying. It's a slippery slope,
Yeah, it's a very dangerous type thing. So, Oz, let's say you were to become a superhero, okay? Would you work alone, or would you want a sidekick?
I would work. I would have allies, but I would work alone.
Now, how do you go about getting allies as a superhero? Let's really dive into this, Oz. If you were a superhero in today's world, how would you go about getting allies? Would you work for the government, or would you be a vigilante?
Well, I mean, look, Superman has allies with Jimmy Olsen, with Perry. Batman's allies are Gordon. I think it's a matter of showing your worth, and then the right people seeing it, and the right people responding to it.
Okay. Oz, would you, I'm about to let everyone know. We're from Richmond, Virginia. Oz, would you stay in Richmond?
I would tear down every Confederate statue that was on Monument Boulevard.
Would you stay in Richmond though, or would you go to like if you were to become a hero, would you stay in Richmond and just kind of moderate Richmond in the Tri-Cities area? Or,
I don't know.
Or would you go to like a bigger city and like really try to change a bigger city and try to help a place like that?
Or would you try and change, or would you try and do good where you could?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, would you stay put, or would you just kind of roam about?
I feel like I would want to go to where I was needed the most if I was trying to do the superhero thing.
See, I'm very opposite. I feel like I would be the type of hero that's like, I would take care of like the small. If I were to do the hero thing, I would take care of my town, my people. But when the ally comes and asks for help, I'm like, nah, I don't mess with this my people. I'm gonna stay here. It's not my problem.
You're Batman. You're Batman standing Gotham.
No, I'm Aquaman defending Atlantis. Nah, we don't do with them Earth dwellers. We don't rock with them. Them land air breathers.
Land lovers.
Yeah, we don't rock with them. That would be me. People are probably like, you're a terrible person, but if I had powers, I could do what I want. Oh, God.
All right, I'm going to have a heat stroke.
But we are talking about heroes, though. So, Oz, let's flip the script and talk about if you were a super villain. what would be something that could make you turn into a supervillain? And how like where is that thin line from vigilante to villain?
Well, I think the whole thing is that if something bad happens to you, you don't want to do that bad thing to another person. That's the thin line. Villains want more revenge and equal revenge when bad things happen.
Yeah. And let me ask you this about villains. Oz, is there any reality that you could see yourself becoming the villain?
No, I have no powers. I have no money.
Well, no. I'm saying if you had powers. We're obviously having this discussion if we had powers.
I mean, well, everybody is always like that. I mean, it's a matter of what happens to you. Is all that makes you not do that, you know?
Now, as far as the villainous attitude that you would have to have, are you going to be more of the cunning, quick-witted person, or are you the gonna stay in the shadows? I'm gonna drop down, get the drop on you, and I'm out. Deathstroke type of dude, Deadshot type of guy. You don't even see me.
I would try and stay in the shadows and inflict the most amount of benefit and damage I could.
So you'd probably be a hitman.
No, I still would be like I would think I would try and be like Luthor.
Oh wow! So you would try and take over the world.
Well,
I mean that's essentially what he's scheming. That's essentially what he tries to do.
I still think he wants the world to love him. He doesn't want the world to love Superman more than they love him.
I would agree with that, but I think the only way he could top Superman is if he kind of takes over the world. You know what I mean? Like, to be more beloved than Superman, who people have known to save the world on multiple occasions, you would have to do something. It would have to be something on that level.
Or you'd be a supervillain and you make the world believe Superman is a bad person. I think we have a lot of current supervillains that tweak reality and do a bunch of false consciousness and make people think that up is down and right is left. So I think that's the whole game.
Listeners, please let us know, what villain would you compare yourself to if you had powers?
Or a superhero, I would love to know.
Yeah, we're not really interested in the heroes. We want to hear about the bad guys or the bad girls. You know? I mean, maybe you want to be like Poison Ivy or Harley Quinn. Maybe you want to be more outlandish and let everyone know that you are a supervillain and that you're the top, and that you're the top class villain like Harley Quinn from her TV series. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to be like that. So, or maybe you just want to get the drop and not say anything and just kind of be like Lady Shiva and only fight when you need to.
But Lady Shiva talks shit when she wants to.
When she wants, no, she absolutely does when she wants to. But for the most part, she's like, "Yo, you're not really worth my time."
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. For the most part, she's like, "Yeah, I'm not really getting my hands dirty with you because I would snap your neck in 2 seconds." And like that's how she should be. That's how she should be, and people should fear her when she walks in a room. I am waiting to get a live action Lady Shiva, and she better be presented that way. When she walks in the room, people are just like, "All right, I'm out. I'm not. Nope, not doing it."
You may get your wish.
Oh yeah, what and what?
Well, I mean, eventually they're going to do something with her. I feel like, you know.
If you had to guess, where would you debut her?
I don't know. I can't. I'm serious. I can't even think anymore.
Oh man.
I'm dying, dude. I am literally hot and sweaty in a car, and if I was a superhero, I'd be Iceman right now.
Well, that wouldn't work because then you just melt.
No, he's more powerful than that, but.
All right. Okay. So, any closing thoughts on the hero or villain that you would be, or just any thoughts in general about what powers can do to someone?
Again, I think everybody thinks that they want to be the superhero, but then I think in the end, if you have your powers long enough and you have all that, and no one to challenge you, you'll wind up being a supervillain.
As Harvey Dent said in The Dark Knight, either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So
yeah, it's very true.
Truer words have never been spoken. Shout out to Christopher Nolan. All right, let's get to our final blow. Oz, what do you have for the final blow?
I'm at the beach. I'm going to be watching Umbrella Academy 2. All this week, binging on that, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Your final blows have been pretty weak since Titans ended.
Something new is coming around the corner. I can feel it.
You really been missing your Titans in your final blow, because usually you get really excited. You're like, I remember the days when it was, I got Titans, and we would talk about Titans, and now it's just like, I'm gonna check this out, and yep, that's it.
Well, like I said, it's coming. I feel like there's a good one coming.
All right.
I'm being patient.
That's the first. My final blow is, obviously check out the Online Warriors podcast. Appreciate them plugging us a couple weeks ago. Definitely check out the Defy Life podcast, our flagship. We have a really big August coming. Make sure you do our giveaway, like and share the show on Facebook or Twitter at Need for Marvel vs. DC, and let Oz know what you want his Kilmonger conversation to be, and you will win a free Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC t-shirt. So go yourself. It's easy to get yourself a t-shirt. What do you got to lose? Have yourself, pick Oz's conversation, like and share the show. Very easy. That's all I got. Oz, tell everyone we'll talk to him next time. I guess Oz has already peaced out. So, as Oz would say, peace and chicken grease.
Oh, dude, hey, hold up. I had a funny joke, and I was on mute. I actually said, what else are you going to do on a Sunday? And then I said, as usual, peace and chicken grease. Sorry.
Oh. All right. Wow. Way to ruin the ending to this show.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez, man. Like, you know what, guys?
This one is on me, gentlemen.
Yeah. You know what, guys? Yeah, what?
I just wanted to play my I'm sorry sound effect on behalf of Oz.
Okay, goodbye.
Y'all have a good time, because we're going to have a good time until we talk to y'all next time. Peace.
Oh my God, dude.
You're so soft.
Dude, I'm...
This is Defy Life.